Molan Labe, come and take them. Imagine a world sculpted by discipline, courage, and survival. A world where every choice could mean life or death. A place where kings were warriors and warriors were kings. This was Sparta. And here, one man, Leonidas, would rise to become the eternal symbol of courage, sacrifice, and defiance against impossible odds. But who was Leonidas really? A prince born into privilege? A soldier forged in fire? Or a man whose legacy would echo through millennia? To understand him, we must first enter the harsh, unforgiving world of ancient Sparta. Sparta was unlike any other city-state in ancient Greece. It was a society built for war, for discipline, for excellence in the art of survival. Every citizen was part of a machine designed to produce warriors. Boys, from the moment they could walk, were tested for strength and resilience. Infants deemed weak or deformed were left to die on Mount Taygetus. The Spartan state valued the strong, the disciplined, and the unyielding. At age 7, boys were taken from their families to enter the agoge, a rigorous state-run training system. Here, they endured hunger, cold, and exhaustion. They were beaten, starved, and humiliated, but they survived, and in surviving, they were forged into something extraordinary. They learned combat, strategy, stealth, and endurance. They were trained to steal, not merely for survival, but to cultivate cunning and ingenuity. Failure meant disgrace. Survival meant preparation for a life where every day could demand heroism. Girls, too, were trained, though in a different way. Spartan girls learned endurance, athleticism, and discipline. They were prepared to bear strong children and maintain the household in the absence of men. In Sparta, strength was a family trait. Strength was a societal requirement. Leonidas was born into this world, a member of the Agiad dynasty, one of Sparta's 2 royal families. From a young age, he was immersed in the philosophy of courage and discipline. Every day, every lesson, every hardship was a rehearsal for the moment history would demand his utmost bravery. Leonidas internalized the Spartan code: courage, honor, and loyalty above all else. As he grew, he learned not only combat, but also politics, diplomacy, and strategy. Sparta's kings were not only generals, they were leaders who guided the city-state, defended its values, and maintained its alliances. Leonidas understood that leadership was not just command, it was example. Every spear thrust, every decision, every moment of composure mattered. By 480 BCE, the Persian Empire, under King Xerxes, threatened to engulf the Greek world. This was no ordinary army. It was said to stretch from Egypt to India, millions of soldiers, cavalry, and war machines ready to crush resistance. Even today, historians debate the exact size. But one thing is clear: this was a force so vast that ordinary armies could not hope to withstand it. Xerxes' ambition was total domination. His envoys demanded submission from the Greek city-states. Many complied. Others debated. Some sought compromise. Fear gripped the councils of Athens, Thebes, and even Corinth. But Leonidas, understanding the stakes, chose resistance. Not for glory, not for wealth, but for freedom, honor, and the survival of Greece itself. He knew that a direct confrontation would be impossible. Persia had numbers, resources, and logistical superiority, but strategy could offset numbers. And so, Leonidas chose Termopile, the Hot Gates, a narrow mountain pass where the Persian army could be neutralized by terrain. Here, he brought 300 of his elite Spartans, warriors who swore to fight and die with him. Alongside them were several thousand allies from other Greek city-states. Together they formed a coalition ready to face an empire. Before the battle, Leonidas walked among his men, silent, assessing, inspiring. He reminded them of the Spartan code: courage above life, honor above fear. Then he spoke words that would become eternal. Molan Labe, come and take them. Before we continue, a quick note. If you are fascinated by stories of courage and want to support this channel to bring more epic historical narratives, consider becoming a member of the channel. By joining, you help us continue producing cinematic, curiosity-driven content about history's greatest figures. Only 1% ever do, but those who do gain access to exclusive content and help keep this channel alive. Dawn broke over Termopile, and the Persian forces advanced. Arrows blackened the sky, a living storm of death. But the Spartans were ready. Their phalanx, a wall of shields and spears, met the Persian waves with unwavering discipline. For hours, the narrow pass became a stage for an epic struggle. Herodotus records Persian soldiers' amazement. They had never seen men fight as a single organism. Each Spartan moved in perfect synchrony, every action measured, precise, deadly. The Spartans' training in the Agage was evident. Even fatigue, hunger, and wounds did not break their formation. Every spear thrust was lethal, every shield a bulwark. Persia's numbers could not break the line. But even heroes face betrayal. A Greek named Ephialtes revealed a hidden path to the Persians, allowing them to outflank the Greeks. Leonidas realized the trap. He dismissed most allied troops, keeping only his 300 Spartans and a handful of loyal Thespians and Thebans. This was no longer a battle. It was a sacrifice, a stand that would inspire the world. Death was certain, but retreat was dishonor. Leonidas prepared for the inevitable final confrontation. The final day was brutal. Spears shattered, shields splintered, men fell in heaps. Leonidas led from the front, his presence a beacon of courage. Each Spartan fought not only for life but for legacy. Even surrounded, even knowing death awaited, they did not falter. Termopile became a legend, a story of courage against impossible odds. Militarily, it was a defeat, but strategically, it delayed Xerxes' advance, giving Greece time to prepare for future victories at Salamis and Plataea. Simonides' epitaph immortalized the fallen. "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." These words became more than poetry. They became a template for heroism across generations. Leonidas was more than a warrior. He was the embodiment of Spartan values: discipline, loyalty, courage. Archaeological evidence, from fortifications to inscriptions, shows a society obsessed with strength but also with honor and duty. Even Xerxes, the Persian king, reportedly paused to observe the Spartans, recognizing the extraordinary nature of their courage. The battle was more than military. It was ideological. It was a confrontation between tyranny and principle. Termopile inspired centuries of writers, generals, and philosophers. It became a teaching point in military academies, a source of cultural inspiration in art, literature, and cinema. The courage of Leonidas and his 300 has transcended history. It challenges us to ask, what is your Termopile? When faced with overwhelming odds, will you flee, compromise, or stand firm? Leonidas did not conquer Persia. He did not gain wealth. But in a narrow mountain pass, he conquered fear itself. And for more than 2 millennia, his courage continues to inspire. And now, a reminder: if these stories of courage, strategy, and heroism inspire you, subscribe to this channel. Join our community, access exclusive content, and help us continue sharing the greatest moments from history. Only 1% ever take that step, but those who do become part of this journey, exploring history's lessons in depth. The mountain pass is gone. The Persian Empire is dust. But the courage of Leonidas lives on, and it still challenges us. Molon Labe. Come and take it.